it's not about optimism or pessimism. I think really the issue is that people focus much too much on either the past or the future, and we're living in these like two simultaneous dichotomies of people, and that's what this whole show is about. It's about people living in the past. They want to return to the past, and people who look at the past and it's traumatizing, so they want to go to the future. And I think that both of these mentalities are unhealthy. They're spiritually vacant to some degree. And when I say spiritually vacant, I'm not using the Merriam-Webster definition of spiritual. I don't think I have to define what spirituality means. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. I'm not going to explain like spirituality.
Sam
But
Harris thing, or
no, just I believe in God. I guess you could say I believe. I don't know what the host's name is, but his idea of that all of consciousness and life springs from like one fountain and well. I think that is definitely what I believe to some degree. I would consider a lot of my beliefs like Taoist. And when it goes back to Neolithic age and like how people live, I think one of the fundamental, I said like a weird thing there. I think one of the fundamental ways that humans, and just not even humans, animals live is by it's a give and take. Everyone gives and everyone takes. The tiger can prey on gazelle because of the ecosystem that exists there. And when man conquered fire and when man conquered Neolithic, techniques, I think that it took humanity out of balance, and we're seeing the balance of that. This whole shift in the past 10,000 years is that balance. There was a study done. It was published by I think Harvard or Princeton. They found out that from looking at bones and DNA and everything, since the human genome was sequenced in 2014, they did all of the like how much the human genome is changing. And anatomically modern humans arguably have existed for 200 to 500,000 years. And in the past 10,000 years, we've seen more genetic diversity, mutations, changes than ever. And you can say this is a good thing or bad thing. I don't have an argument there. I don't believe in this like dichotomy of good or bad. I just think that we at a point in humanity, and when you look at islanders, when you look at natives, when you look at people who are living in harmony with nature even 200 years ago, they were much happier. They had, their teeth were better. They didn't have all these problems of modernity. I don't think that, the internet's bad necessarily. I don't think all these things of technology are bad necessarily. I think you can have some sort of obviously realism about them, and you can live in them without going the Ted Kaczynski route and blowing shit up, or going just going and living in the woods. You don't have to go the Thoreau route. But if you want to, you can mitigate some sort of, you can mitigate your life to take all of these toxins out of them. And I think we as a society, and it's never going to happen. And that's the thing, is that this whole conversation is pointless. It doesn't mean anything, because whatever happens is going to happen. And there's no point in focusing on it. All we know in our life is what we can experience ourselves in our conscious mind. There's nothing outside of the mind. Nothing exists outside of what we are experiencing. So we need to make our existence better. And I think people who try to cling to this transhumanism are just scared of death, frankly. I don't think you should be scared of death, because if you look all around you, you can see that death and rebirth is a natural cycle. It's how the world works. You cannot have good without bad. If good and bad really do exist, they're just the same thing. You can't have all of these dualistic concepts without them being conjoined into one. That's what Taoism is, the concept of the oneness. And I think that this whole argument, just people, what people need to do is just live their lives, mitigate the horribleness of modernity. Like drink raw milk. Don't drink pasteurized milk because it's bad for you. Don't use plastic for everything because it's hormone disruptors. We have all this technology to know what technology is bad. That's a good thing, I guess, but it doesn't matter. None of this matters. All that matters is that you are happy, the people around you are happy, and you're not poisoning yourself. That's all that matters. And the whole argument of, should we vote ourselves into transhumanism? Should we vote ourselves into anarcho-primitivism? Both of these are like utopian ideals that are never going to happen. They're never going to come up. Whatever happens the average person like you and me is going to be killed, probably. We're all going to die. Like, but our souls, our spirits will remain in the human spirit. We're going to reincarnate. This age is going to end and a new one will come. And that's just simply how it works. That's how everything works. It's like someone in winter being like, I don't think fall's ever going to happen again. That's, you think fall's ever going to, no, it's not, you're crazy. Everything is bound by cycles. That's the nature of reality. And that's, I don't know, that's all I got to say.
I think, Sonny, I think that was very well said.